on the top. We'll be seen. Moving angle.
Mac, bomb threat is neutralized. Marchenko's dead.
First fucking good news I've heard all day. Are you getting anything from Miller?
He was supposed to be with Brown and the delegates. Fuck, the Orchid. I've got to find them. Jensen out. Greedy. Miller's hurt. Bad. I need backup in the catering area.
Jensen, Christ.
Don't try to move, Jim. Help should be on his way soon.
No time. Boss asked me to drink. Too late for me, Jensen. But you... There's still time to save the others. Oh, the gold mask, they poisoned the champagne. Sent it to meeting rooms beyond the reception hall. I tried to stop them, but I ended up here.
Jim, I'm sorry.
No, this isn't on you. Understand? You're a good agent. Wait.
Save your strength.
No. Listen. That's not what I wanted to say. What I mean to say is, you're a good man, Adam. Even when I doubted, I always knew.
Mac, Miller's dead. Bastards use the Orchid.
Christ. What about Brown and the delegates?
I'll let you know where I find them.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
Hey! Could use some backup down here! No contact. Confirming that time! Intruder is here!
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted. Adam, it's me. That pocket secretary in Hong Kong, it went live a few seconds ago. Just long enough to shoot out a message.
You intercepted it?
Yeah, but it's cryptic. Looks like meeting in session. Proceed with delivery. Key 2202.
As we consider the importance of this moment on a national level, on a global level, on a humanitarian level...
Nobody drink. The champagne's been poisoned.
But I had it replaced. It's a cuvée de prestige.
You and your guests need to get out of Apex Center now, Brown. Slater's dead. Tarvos is compromised. They've come to stop you. Can you get everyone to the helipad?
Yes, of course. My security team will escort us, but what about the other attendees?
I'm afraid there have already been casualties, Brown. But I'm going after the people who did this.
Then you have a long way to climb.
Memento CEO Nathaniel Brown took to the stage today to praise Interpol and Tarvis security services for thwarting what could have been a major terror attack during his Safe Harbor convention last week. Interpol has confirmed that a group of radical terrorists linked to the Augmented Rights Coalition wired the residential towers surrounding Apex Center with enough explosives to destroy 2 city blocks. As shocking as that fact turns out to be, Brown had only this controversial opinion to give.
We must not make rash decisions based on fear, nor should we allow a vocal minority to dictate our future. The Human Restoration Act is a perversion of all the United Nations stands for. In time, I believe saner minds on the Security Council will prevail.
Strong words from a man with an even stronger bank account. Let us see if his prediction proves true. This is Eliza
Hey, are you even listening to this?
Live
We won!
from Pike.
Did we?
We completely disrupted their plan. Marchenko, the Orchid, the bombs. You've been under too long, man. Time to come up for air. Take a breath. Janus messaged me last night, said Brown's been lobbying like a champ. He and the people you saved know the act isn't a solution. Picus will talk around it as long as they can, but that thing is finished.
Janus always seems to have the inside track. Except when it really matters.
Miller, right? I'm sorry, Adam. I really did think he was working for the Illuminati.
For a while, we both did. By the time I realized he was innocent. We can't change the past. We have to keep going.
What are you thinking?
How many more plans do they have in motion? How many more soldiers like Marchenko are waiting for the call?
Don't call him a soldier. He was a thug, man. Soldiers have a code of honor.
Soldiers follow orders, too. He was prepared to obey his, no matter the consequences.
Sounds like you're sorry he's dead.
He made his choice, I made mine. Regardless, we want the men behind him. Behind the Human Restoration Act. The ones still out there in the shadows. It's time for me to start pulling them into the light.
Well, now we got names. Manderley and Page. The collective won't stop until we bring these guys down.
Yeah? Well, there's one more name I want to put a face to. Janus.
So that's what you've been chewing on. Look, I'll try, Adam, but I already told you, he doesn't like meetings that aren't on his terms.
Then give him a choice. Either he sets up a meeting, face to face, or I find him myself. I think it's high time we met the man behind the mask, Alex. Don't you?
This report just in. Law enforcement officials in Prague have tracked down and captured the bomb maker, whose deadly explosive devices claimed the lives of dozens of innocent travelers earlier this week. The woman, an ex-army demolition specialist named Allison Stanek, appears to be a religious fanatic and leader of the tech cult group, Church of the Machine God. Police arrested her and several of her followers inside the cult's headquarters, following an extensive investigation. If you ask me, folks, that is some very good news indeed. A coroner's report released in Prague today offers shocking new insight into the death of Dr. Talis Rucker, former leader of the Augmented Rights Coalition. Apparently, the primary cause of the doctor's death was the exceedingly high level of alcohol found in his system. No other toxins were present, nor were there signs of any suspicious activity. Sources close to Rucker tell me he had been struggling with alcoholism ever since becoming a public figure. I am sure I do not need to remind you folks that the organization he founded, the Augmented Rights Coalition, has been linked to last week's horrifying terror attack in London. It seems not so long ago that Dr. Talis Rucker was on this very program, trying to convince all of us that his Augmented Rights Coalition was a non-violent organization. Today, of course, we are all a little bit wiser. It did not take long for ARC to reveal its true colors once Dr. Rucker was dead. Since last week's attack, the United Nations has officially labeled ARC a terrorist organization. As we speak, brave state police officers in the Czech Republic are raiding ARC-controlled compounds inside the Udalek complex. We can only imagine what instruments of terror they will find. The Diwali criminal organization is under intense scrutiny this evening for their role in the London attack. Evidence uncovered by Interpol indicates that high-ranking members of the chapter in Prague supplied weapons and logistical support to ARC terrorists. Among those being sought for questioning is Radic Nikoladze, leader of the Diwali's Prague chapter. Sources close to the man tell me, however, that Nikoladze has gone off the grid, and it is unlikely he will ever be found. An indication of guilt, perhaps? Join the online discussion and let us know what you think. News out of Paris today, where a sharp rise in illegal underground publications may have links to a prison escape recently orchestrated in Prague. Last week, Czech state police were holding members of the underground news group Samizdat on charges of disturbing the peace, human trafficking, and media terrorism. The radicals escaped their holding cell, however, and are believed to have subsequently made their way deeper into Western Europe. Shortly after their escape, a radical publication called Silhouette began appearing throughout France. Has Samizdat rebranded itself as Silhouette? I am sure you will agree with me on this one, folks, no matter what name these people go by. There is nothing more dangerous than the spread of false news.
I swear, every time I plug this mic in, I like flying all over the place. Yeah, I hated this fucking game. I'm sorry, guys. This was the worst game I've ever could have actually bought. There was a lot wrong with it. I hate the fact that they didn't try to update the gun system where you carry as much ammo as you want, because it's just a video game. I don't know why that has to be realistic in the fact that you have to have an inventory that only holds a certain amount of bullets and a certain amount of weapons. That really irked the hell out of me. Secondly, it was just boring. It was very, very boring. I was not dragged into this game at all. I was just like, I didn't feel immersed. That's a better word. I was not immersed the whole time I was playing this. Like, the first few minutes I was playing it, I almost wanted to fall asleep. It was so much talking and barely any fighting. I could put a bullet in my head. The game absolutely was downright horrible. It was more horrible than Assassin's Creed Unity and Division put together. Like, those two games were actually more entertaining than this game completely. If I could give this game a rating from 1 to 10, I would say that this game is a fucking 1. That's worse than Division and, yeah, Unity. They both got a higher rating than this from there. I hated the last boss. I hated that guy at the end, Machenko. Like, I hated the fact that he had so many fucking traps planted around the room at the same time I'm trying to battle him. Like, it was the most cowardly, pussiest boss fight I could ever fight in my life. And I played a lot of games and came across a lot of cowards, but this guy, he was a fucking coward. He placed traps everywhere, machine guns everywhere, drones everywhere, shooting at me. He's shooting at me, running after me. How the hell am I supposed to be able to fucking, you know, fight this guy with all the shit placed against me? I mean, I would be surprised if someone was able to beat the game on the hardest difficulty without dying. Like, that would be the most surprising thing. You have to be so careful at that point in the game. If you died there, I can see someone just breaking this game in half as soon as they died. But other than that, yeah, this game was awful. Don't get it at all. I really would say do not get this game ever. Don't get this game. Break it in half if you have it. It's the worst game to actually ever have. So yeah, I mean, the first one I can understand, but they just didn't change anything about this. It's nothing changed. The whole tree system. I mean, I can understand they added new abilities and all that, but it just nothing's changed really, and it's really just downright bad. Yeah, I guess that's about it. That's all I gotta say about this game. I'm gonna play Witcher 3 later on, so I hope you guys somewhat enjoyed it, because I had to edit a lot of the fucking clips because it was just, I kept dying because, you know, the enemies, there was just too many of them. There's too many enemies on one map. Nobody ever sent me backup. I hated the fact that I couldn't have any backup. Like, that's what's wrong with games nowadays. They expect me to believe that I'm able to, like, just take on these uneven odds of enemies and just live. It was just ridiculous. So, oh yeah, the credits about to end. So let me wrap this up. Guys, yeah, I will talk to you later, and yeah, don't buy this game. See you.
That is not the point. You should have all been informed.
That is why we are here now.
Volkart, what's done is done. The broad strokes of the operation were very clear and haven't changed. There are always adjustments that will occur in the field. You should know that.
Adjustments? Those were not mere adjustments.
Interpol was more capable than we anticipated. They have a new augmented agent by the name of
Adam Jensen,
who we believe may have had external help, possibly by the Juggernaut Collective or even Janus directly.
We're looking into it, but
all that is speculation at this point. Let's find out more and reconvene later this week. Thank you, everyone. That'll be all.
It's your own fault.
I'm aware of that, Doctor.
Elizabeth sends her regards.
Report.
Overall, the subject seems quite well adjusted despite the massive traumas he's experienced, and his memories are still consistent with the program. He is remarkably stable.
Excellent. How close is he to contact with Janus?
Very.
And it's only a matter of time.